this is DSR coming from the internet. We're on the internet. We're from the internet, through the internet. I don't know how does it feel for you, but I feel very compressed and pixelated.
Yeah, you look very grainy. You look like really equate version of Luigi from the first Mario Brothers.
Oh man, why are you gonna say all that? I feel so very edgy and just not full color spectrum like I like to be. So let's put that Gaussian blur on and just smooth it on out.
I like to use. I use that.
Look like you just smoothed
thing,
it out a little bit for yourself,
whatever it's
too.
called, where you look like the metal guy from X-Men.
Yeah. The rainbow glue, as they call.
That's right.
In the audio world. So yeah, this is new for us. This is a new thing. It's kind of interesting. Hopefully this goes great, because if this is a thing, we might be in some serious business here.
Yeah, and it's very cool because we are in different states right now, so we're able to do this. Come out with the show.
Still on the Gulf Coast.
Yeah,
still doing that.
I'm just a little bit east of you guys, so Biloxi is where I'm at. Spending a vacation out here, but we still need to put an episode out, so this is what we're doing.
So yeah, you're in Alabama. You're in Biloxi, sorry.
I'm in Biloxi, Mississippi. Close enough though.
Yeah. So what you needed to get away, brother?
Yeah, I just had enough. It's been a long haul.
The whole thing, yeah.
Yeah, change of pace is what I needed, and also my kid turned 21 on Monday, so she had never been to the casino and none of that stuff, so we did that. But it's been awesome. It's been a nice little getaway. But all in all, I think you and I both have been under a tremendous amount of stress over the last 3 years. Do you agree?
Yeah, I mean, it's really weird to say it out loud, but like the show has put a pressure on us, and we're the type of people that don't crack under pressure, but when you have enough pressure for a substantial amount of time, you tend to lose formation of your diamonds, so to speak, and just become carbon.
Right. Well, it also comes down to the point of the pressure. We fight through it, but then you get to a point to where you've actually gained some ground on that pressure, and then you're able to do something about it. For a long time, we couldn't do anything about it, but now we can. And that's kind of what tonight's episode is about. It's to just let you guys know that we're going away for a little bit, but not for good. We will be back. It's just a little mental health vacation and a physical health vacation. And also just a time for me and Tyler for once to be able to hang out with our old ladies and go do things to where we're not on a time restraint for everything.
Yeah, we figured out literally that we've hung out on a handful of occasions, not on the clock, so to speak, and that blew my mind. Because, I mean, dude, we've been like up each other's ass for 3 years.
Yeah, daily, on the daily.
We have not literally just got to sit back and not think about what's the next move. What are we doing right now to push something forward? Like not just enjoying the time and just literally just having good friendship, like that's super important. And I feel like we kind of fell away early on, and it became normal for us to look at it this way.
Right. Because we just did what we had to do and didn't think there was anything wrong with it. But on the other hand, we fell victim to the very thing that we didn't want to happen. But like I said, we just pushed through it. But most people take for granted that time where you and your homies are just sitting around just having a beer. It's not like we really ever got to do that unless we were at an event or in the studio. That's one of those things that is kind of missing from who we are, right? And that's something we need to accomplish over the summer. We're planning to be back on air by September the 5th. That's when we'll be back. But we do have some killer news. So there was a lost episode of Ghost of the Coast, episode 15 of that limited series. And that is going to come out next Wednesday in its entirety. So one last one from Ghost
from
of the
grave,
Coast.
if you could say.
Yeah, from the grave, from the aftermath of the other side. So that's a very good episode. Y'all listen in for that. But it also, we've talked to a lot of people, and they talk about how much content we have. And this is going to be a chance for you to go back and listen to all 150 episodes of what you've missed, because there's some real comedic gems out there. There's some touching moments. There's some gripping moments. And then there's some just all-out dumb shit. You know,
the stuff that feeds the soul, man.
So our chicken soup for the soul involves a lot of stupidity, but that's what helps us, and also apparently a lot of you process. So thank y'all for sticking with us through everything we've ever been through, whether it be the pandemic, whether it be through changing out cast members, changing out locations, going through a hurricane. All of those things ensued in the last 3 years, but you guys have been awesome to us, and y'all have kept us on the air, and we appreciate each and every one of you for it, and we love you for it.
Absolutely. And the crazy thing too is like, we never even fathomed taking a break before, because our grind culture is always on that, and we need that gear shift so bad that we just ignored it for so long.
Right.
And lately we've been talking a lot about, you know, writing more music together, which is originally why our friendship even started. And I think this is the step we have to take to get to that point, because we ultimately want to still just be writing music, and the podcast was just an outlet, and it still is. And I know it is for the listeners too. So yeah, again, we really appreciate y'all coming along on this ride with us, and the fact that we could have some reliability and saying, hey, look, we're going to take a couple months off for the summer so we could get our head back right. And we don't want to ever feel like the podcast, like Dank Swamp Rebellion, is a job. It's our
Absolutely.
baby. You know what I mean? And now the grind of it feels like we're getting there, and this is the kind of step we need to take to get that passion back in. And I'm not saying it wasn't there, but you get what I'm saying. It's a refresh. It's gonna much needed, and I feel confident in saying that having these couple months off is not only going to help us, but absence makes the heart grow fonder, man. Maybe y'all will miss us or something.
Yeah, because we're going to miss you guys for sure. It's a bittersweet thing. It's something that we need to do. It's not necessarily something that we want to do, but we know that we need it. Our families need it from us. We have put our families through a grind, a ringer, so to speak, for the last 3 years. And they have done that with us every step of the way. They put up with the late nights and the not coming home, and the weekends where we want to be doing stuff, but we're out doing an event or whatever and whatnot, and having irons and fires and so many things that encompass who we are and what we do. But at the end of the day, you got to think about what's important, and we got to give them something back, and that's what this summer is about, is giving back to our families and to ourselves. There's a, you know, you've heard it a million times before that when people are, you know, there's a loved one in the family that's ill, and people that love them will take care of them round the clock and make themselves sick because they're not taking care of themselves. And you can't take care of others until you take care of yourself. And we're kind of at that point to where we can't take care of you guys anymore until we take care of us.
I'm happy that we got to this point in our life in the first place to know before the crash comes, right?
Right.
Enough.
Yeah, we attack this head on. Absolutely.
So we don't have to go through that treacherous time by burning out. You know, like, we know when it's coming and we know the steps to take. And ultimately, if you want to continue supporting DSR, all you have to do is go back and listen. 1, 2, go check out our homies that we always tag in our descriptions. Either it's PreSonus, who's sponsoring the show. You know, go check out Daniel Mary. He's back on the radio on 92.3. He's always a fun listen every day. You know, literally just go support any of the small businesses that we've ever associated with, and that's indirectly supporting us. But if you want a cool shirt like what Cody has on, that's a direct support.
That's right. If you want a t-shirt of me as a Nessie with beautiful udders and Tyler riding me like a majestic wizard holding a fifth, then we have that for you. It's a good. I get a lot of compliments on this shirt. I was at the casino a couple days ago. I had this shirt on. People want to know what it is because it's so odd, but it's so vibrant. You know, the colors are there. So I was standing there waiting in line to get some change off of 100, and this dude was like, "What is that?" And he thought it was like a band T-shirt. You know, something weird like that. And I was like, "Oh, close enough, man." So I gave him a bracelet and some stickers and. You got them to check it out, but it draws attention. It's a very cool shirt. We got some good stuff that you guys can do, but also stay posted with our social media, because just because we're not on the air doesn't mean we're not doing things. Okay, we're still going to show y'all the love. We're still going to post online. We're still going to let y'all know what's up, and even more so now. Okay, that's where we're really going to ramp up things. We're going to be more active on our social media accounts. A lot of people have told us that you guys need to do more on social media. We know, and this is our way of being able to do that. We got to take some time off to get our focus on other things.
God knows you got 160 something episodes to go make clips out of. So
absolutely,
you'll be fine there.
Yeah, we got this. So go listen back and listen to all the stuff we said. Like I've said before, one of our favorite episodes we ever did, 1,000 Pound Sisters. There's not a person that I know that hasn't laughed at that. And they always say the same thing. Well, that's it's not right, but it's funny. But that's all we ever achieve. I mean, comedy is what it is. It's raw. It's gritty. We laugh a lot. And we want y'all to laugh with us.
We're not necessarily making fun of the actual thing. We're just the situation in general and how people react to it just makes it comedy gold.
Absolutely. And also the thing that we attack the most is the way that the media uses these situations for their gain, and it makes people look bad. And so if you can look at it in a little bit different light, that's what our comedy is really about, is fighting that giant that's always trying to hold us down, because it's a big giant. It's got a big ass hand and it's just constantly weighing on us. So that's mainly what our message is.
Whether that be locally, statewide, government-wide, worldwide, country, like that's I guess that's the theme of DSR. It's the rebellion, man. That's what we are.
Yeah.
And everyone's part of it.
And we're happy that y'all are rebelling with us.
That's it.
It feels great. It really does. And it feels good to know that, Tyler went down and talked to Anthony and T. Dave the other day down at the Twist, and they had a little lunch. And they were talking about it, and he was throwing it back and forth, the idea of, what if we took a little break? And they said, you're not going to lose anything because people love what you do, and we love what you do. And it's the same thing when Joe Rogan takes a little break, or when Walton and Johnson takes their break.
They do it every freaking couple weeks, man. It's fine if we do it.
Yeah, so whenever you hear a rewind episode, that's all that's going on. So just think about it with us. We gave you 150 rewinds. Get at it. Be kind. Please rewind. DSR Talks. That's how it's going to work.
You think it'd be crazy if we had like a retrospective come out, like re-upload another episode we already put out, remastered?
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, who knows?
That's what artists do to.
What if we took our old episode, like our older episodes that the quality wasn't so bad, and then dropped those hoes in the patch to see how they would sound?
That might be a thing. Thank you, PreSonus.
Yeah, so we could probably fix that up in Studio One, make it sound better. And also, I think my knowledge of editing has come a long way.
Yeah, brother.
Since season 1.
Yeah.
So that might be a little project I might work on, is seeing if I can remaster some of these old comedy bits that we had, make them sound a little better through Studio One.
And see, look, this is naturally how we progress. So we're already giving ourselves work when we said we were going to take off.
Yeah, when we already said we wasn't. But some things you can look for that we're going to be working on is, like Tyler said, we're going to play music together. We are ultimately, a lot of people say, what's your guy's band name? And we came up with, Dank, Wampa Stallions and all this other crazy crap that we come up with.
That's good for the SEO, man.
That's right. But we are definitely going to start a live group, and we're going to play live, and we hope y'all come and see us. We've kind of had a little bit of an outcry for this from a lot of people. So we're going to look for musicians to put together the perfect group for us and come into a venue near you.
Or it just might be like a Flight of the Conchord situation with a drum machine and a old Casio electric guitar.
Yeah, and one of those, what do they call those things, a dirter?
Oh,
you know what a dirter is? Yeah, the inside of a toilet paper roller. You just go dirt, 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 dirt.
That's in the key of E flat, man.
That's right. It only comes in one key, not like a harmonica.
That's the brown note.
But yeah, that's what we're going to be working on, and all that's going to be on our Instagram, on our Facebook, social media. We're going to ramp up our TikTok. You guys like when Tyler plays his guitar on that Instagram, on those reels and that TikTok, and when he puts together those little tunes. And we're going to be doing a lot more stuff like that because that's what we do. That's who we are. That's one of our biggest talents that we know that we have is our writing ability when it comes to music.
Yeah, and we need to put that on a focus, and it makes us feel complete. Like, I could feel like the synergy between how much better our outlook on life is whenever we have a creative output like that.
Yep. And whenever we have a new song, I remember the last song we wrote was Bayou Tide, and we couldn't get out of our head for months and months and months because we knew it was a banger. So all of those are going to come out in its completion, and then we're going to have some live sets we're going to do. Speaking of live music, one thing that did happen that really sucks is that we bought tickets to go see Grand Funk Railroad Thursday night, and they have rescheduled on us. So
what?
I had to, because of COVID.
Would they, like, is it? I'm trying to think of the opposite of Grand Funk Railroad.
It's like Grand Funk COVID right now is what it is.
Like Superior Soul Train. Actually, it sounds pretty sweet too, man.
Superior Soul Train sounds like something from the 80s.
I'm into it.
But yeah, they rescheduled for December 22nd. I went ahead and just got a refund. But yeah, kind of bummed on that. Kind of bummed. I really was looking forward to that.
Yeah, that would have been awesome. That would have been crazy. And I was supposed to be on that trip with you too, right?
That's right. And then, of course, you got screwed out of coming.
Yeah.
But they actually have a song that says, will you be my reefer? It's a love song to this woman. Will you be my reefer? And I was hoping they were going to play that song, and I was going to be so high that I could touch the lights at the top of the canopy. That's what I was hoping for, but not gonna happen. They sorry about that.
You're gonna have to find another way, and I trust your resourcefulness.
Yeah, unfortunately there's not a whole lot going on now. My wife did send me a link a while ago, and there's this bar and grill on the beach not far from here, and night after tomorrow they have karaoke going on, and apparently I don't want to toot my own horn, but I'm pretty peeled at some karaoke now.
You're a good karaoke list.
Yeah, I can read the words and sing them into a mic. So we might get some video of that. If we go do that, I'll get some video of that. Yeah, we'll put that online because that'll be cool. But yeah, not a whole lot going on. We've really been chilling, man. We went to the water park this afternoon. That was pretty fun. If y'all get a chance to go to Gulf Islands Water Park, super fucking cool. What awesome. A great experience. Yeah, we've been there a couple times, but I forget how awesome it is every time because they have some water slides that kind of make you crap your pants a little bit. There's those little moments where it's like, oh crap, I see why that fat kid died at that amusement park. But they do. This is something I want to touch on that. Just to give you a little thought process. you're at a water park and there's signs everywhere that say that it's wet and slippery, because they have to put those everywhere because idiots will slip and fall and they'll sue the water park.
Right.
They have, when you walk up to this one slide, there's a scale at the bottom. Reason being is because when you're on this inner tube, parts of the slide are open at the top of the tube. And if you weigh too much or too little, you can go flying. So you're supposed to stand on this thing and get weighed in. But most people just pass it up because it's literally your choice and you can't be discriminated against. But it clearly states that if you're over 350 pounds or under 185 pounds, you should not be on these slides. And it says it everywhere. And you should notify the people before you get on, because they really should stop you from doing it. And there was this woman that was at least 475.
Of course. Oh my God.
And she was in her glory. This body positivity thing, people, is getting out of hand. She was wearing a leftover Katrina tarp as a bathing suit, and she went down this slide, and there were times where we watched her go down that the tube came really halfway up the side over the opening on that thing. So that's why they do it, you idiots. It's centrifugal force. It's basic science and math. Don't put your fat ass on a water slide that has an open top. That's my PSA for the day.
That's beautiful. That deserves to go all over PBS.
Yeah. So if you die at the water park because you're stupid,
it's not on them.
Your dumbass family shouldn't try and sue them just because you were there and stupid. They tell you what not to do and what to do and what, you know, they know the math in this. This is not something they just put together. Oh, let's take some plastic and build a thing. No, they understand this. Scientists and engineers and people that understand water and parks put those two things together.
Slides and gravity. And
that's right. And they understand that you shouldn't be on there. If you're 450 pounds and you're getting on the slingshot ride at the janky ass amusement park and the thing doesn't clip over you because you're too fat, that's on you.
But I want to
Sorry,
ride
pancake boy. So yeah, that's pretty much how our week's going.
Show. This is an inclusive show.
It is, but I'm just saying, use your brains, people. Like, think about what you're doing. Think about the consequences of your actions.
That's it.
And how you're. Think about it this way: that woman could have flipped out the side and killed herself, and then her family would have sued the water park, knowing that she was too large to be up there. They got some 16-year-old kid as a lifeguard who don't give a crap because he's making $12 an hour. So of course he's not gonna say, "Hey, fat lady, you really shouldn't be on here. You need to get off the ride." No, he's not gonna do that.
He doesn't want to deal with that woman screaming his head off.
No, he's checking out chicks like everybody else. You know, I mean, these little dudes are running around all boned up. You know, I mean, it's a water park. It's their summer job. Nobody cares.
It's not just water in there.
I mean, even where the scale at the bottom was, nobody was getting on it. The little chick was on her phone. Nobody cared. And the scale was off. So even if you stepped on it, it wouldn't have said anything.
The important thing is the water park physiologists know what they're talking about.
Yeah, and it took long deliberation.
On the show at some point because I want to talk to one.
I want to know what the physics behind. How do you know how fat you got to be to not die on a water slide?
How much buoyancy is correlated to weight?
And then also, what makes one slide more exciting than the other? Because some of those slides, they have two lines to go up to the same slide because there's two different slides at the top.
Yeah.
And one of them, like, the line was extremely long. The other one was going pretty quick. So, of course, we popped in the quick line, and they were like, what's the deal with the other line? Then we got on that slide, and then we understood why people were in line for that slide, because that thing was dangerous. And apparently people like that. Apparently little bitty kids also give no shits when it comes to death, because they'll just hop on that shit, 80 pounds soaking wet, zoom down that like it's nothing, almost drown, and come back up and do it again.
It's awesome. Yeah, it's so cool.
And I'm like, where did I lose my courage? Where did I lose all of my nerve in life?
I used to be just like that, and now it's like critically overthinking every possible step that I have to take, and that carefree
Bro,
nature
I
needs
saw
to
a
come
kid
back.
in the wave pool, little tiny, in 4 foot of water, waves coming over his head. And while he's screaming at his dad, who's drunkenly laying on a tube, he's yelling, "Look what I can do!" And he's jumping in and out of the water, and he's taking water into his mouth because, sure and be damned, at the end of the day, even if I drown, I want my dad to see what I can do.
Natural selection's a bitch, people.
Man. But yeah, we having a good time. It's nice to be out here, dude. I wish you guys could have rolled out with us. The only crap thing is that we did come to the rainy season, so it's rained every day since we've been
Every
here.
single day, yeah.
And it's gonna rain every day going forward. So
They got that big grand, the golf, just hanging out.
yeah, just hanging out, giving us some more wetness. When I was at work the other day, there was this weird ass guy walked in, and I thought he was Hispanic, but come to find out, he was just a weirdo. And he was walking around. He had a beer bottle in his hand, and the girls at Hooters were like, "Man, what's with this guy? He's like really giving us the creeps." And he was saying weird stuff to people, and they would come and talk to me about it. So I finally walked up to him and I said, "Can I help you?" And he says, in a very deep voice, he says, "No, I'm leaving." Like, no accent, no nothing. I was like, "Oh man, this dude's not even Hispanic." So he's walking toward the door, and I hold the door up for him, like, "All right, man, have a nice day." And he looked at me and said, "Hurricane Ida was an angel and will be back to reclaim all of your lives," and then left.
Puff bet.
The dude shook me. The way he looked into my soul and said that to me, I kind of believe him. I
Was
think
that
that
older
thing's
guy?
just waiting out there. It's like a kaiju. It's building up its strength, you know, sucking
no.
up all this crap. Yeah. And I've also watched the thing recently with William Shatner saying that storms around the world, okay, have the intensity to pick up schools of fish, and in some remote parts of the world, they look at it as like a spiritual thing because it starts to rain fish from the sky, live fish that are still alive, and they run around with baskets and they fill it up, and it happens every year at the same time from these hurricanes and these water spouts that are out in the oceans around where they are.
Well, the good news is we're going to have that water park physiological guy.
And he'll be able to explain all that
He'll be
to
able to
us.
explain that to us, finally.
Well, I just wish they could do something like that for us, where it's like some 21, 25 shrimp fall from the sky,
Here you go.
flopping around, some soft shell crabs, maybe a few red snapper, a couple
That
speckled trout.
wouldn't be too bad, bro.
You know, I'd be down with that, you know. See, the Egyptians thought about it wrong when they were plagued with all them frogs. You know, that's how you
They
know
coulda
the
cooked
Egyptians
that.
were weak. Yeah, the coon asses, we would have just made frog legs with over rice or fried them up. We didn't give a shit. But they were like,
the
oh,
locusts
God.
are just normal for us around here.
Yeah.
Cicadas.
Yeah. Right now we got cicadas everywhere and big old black carottes running around, you know, those big grasshoppers. We eat those too. You put that in some Zatarans, anything's good.
Yeah, that ain't too bad. That's good protein.
But yeah, guys, like we said, we love y'all. Thank y'all so much for being beautiful, long-time listeners. It has been a great run with you guys, and it is not over. In approximately 8 short weeks, we'll be back on the air. Dank Swamp Rebellion. We love you guys. Thank you for listening to Dank Swamp Rebellion. Check us out on dsrtalks.com.